evening, folks. It's time, and with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, December 3rd, 11 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Oh my, what a half a day makes for a GFS model. Mathematical as they are increasing in intensity in the storm that is moving across the southern U.S. that is going to make landfall square in North Carolina. 36 or more inches predicted for many areas. Heads up, Black Mountain. I warned you. Don't say you haven't been warned. It's boom time, kids. Buckle your seatbelts. Cold weather will dominate this week. Not only Canada, below normal temperatures expected in all 48 states. I'm sorry, 50. I'm being shifty. Not only that, by Wednesday, all 50 states in the U.S. will be below freezing. And that's nothing to sneeze. 9 states have seen snow before December, which will be a season to remember. Coast to coast cold, then a weekend snowstorm possible from the south to the east to the west. It's all the best. These are some dirty, pathetic-looking snowmen. Snowmen nonetheless. First the cold, then the snow. A widespread cold snap that will encompass nearly the entire U.S. this week will be followed by a potentially disruptive snowstorm in the south and east by the weekend. On Wednesday, temperatures will be near or below average from coast to coast. Who's the toast with the most? The National Weather Service said, with some of the most unusual cold expected across the eastern U.S. How cold, you say? Ha ha ha! Early Wednesday and or Thursday morning temperatures are forecast to drop below freezing in portions of all 50 states, even in normally mild Florida and Hawaii. In Florida, only the Panhandle will reach 32 or lower, while Hawaii, the sub-freezing temps will be atop the Mauna Kea volcano. Overall temperatures will be some 10 to 20 degrees below average for much of the week, the National Weather Service said, regardless of what global warming predicted. The IPC said. By week's end, cities such as Minneapolis and Chi-Town will only see high temperatures in the teens. Holy macaroni. The cold air comes directly from the Canadian Arctic thanks to the grand solar minimum, the Weather Service said. Then the snow, a storm, is expected to bring widespread wintry mess of snow, sleet, and freezing rain through parts of the nation's southern tier and possibly the East Coast late week or into the weekend. Whew. This is like a novel. More specifically, a weather system will develop and gain strength from Texas into the southeast. Heading into the weekend, according to Ryan Maue, said the southern track means the cold air to the north will allow for frozen precipitation, including snow. Although it will be too warm for snow in much of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas, the state will instead have to deal with severe storms, potential flooding, freezing, and totally fluxing. By Saturday or Sunday, snow, sleet, and freezing rain could affect travel from portions of northeast Georgia into the Carolinas, southern Virginia. Governor say it ain't so, the Weather Channel said. Don't quote me on it. Check out the ECM WF EPS probability. Those red zones are going to be buried, kids. I assure you. Probability of snow over 1 inch in percentages. Most of the southern tier expected in the high 50% range to get snow. Ho ho, Santa said. Snowmageddon, you say? Check out the Euro model. Man, that sounds fantastic. It's early, but our crews are already tracking potential snow this weekend. You've probably already heard the rumors on social media, so here's the latest. And it certainly isn't the greatest. Let's do this. Come on, spinny thing. Perform.
Get ready for warm weather today and then say goodbye to it. 60 degrees, mostly sunny skies, but tonight a frontal system moves through Opening the door for cold air tomorrow, just 45 degrees. Wednesday, just 39 degrees. Thursday and Friday, remarkably cool as well.
Holy.
And then Saturday and Sunday, things stay.
Saturday and Sunday does not look like a fun day for Asheville, North Carolina. 7-day. From 60 on Monday to shite day on Saturday. 70% chance of shite for Asheville. Don't be Bashville. That guy had a sensible pink tie. Let's get back to that pink tie. Check it out. This is high definition.
Thursday and Friday, remarkably cool.
Means that tie is pink. And this guy don't stink. He might be a twink, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the facts. Snow is looking likely for western North Carolina starting Saturday, December 8th. 2018, some models showing the potential for a significant amount, which means more than 6 inches. However, keep in mind, small changes in the track of the storm, temperatures, and other models will make a difference. In fact, we waited 3 hours, and the totals tripled. Holy shit. And that's tonight's first boom. A tripling of the models as we waited just 6 hours, accumulating the data for this video. Heads up! And that is a rainbow vomiting Bengal tiger. Boom! I think that's what it is. Whew. It's boom time, certainly, kids. Whew. We very likely will not know details until we're within 3 days out. But we like to go ahead and tell you the truth ahead of time, so you're prepared. November comes and goes in a cold, record-setting gust. Yes, where's this? Missouri. Yes, misery is the name. Winter came quickly and rapidly for Columbia residents this month. This year, temperatures in Columbia fell to an average of 37.5 degrees Fahrenheit for the month of November. A November to remember, making it the 4th coldest ever since 1889. And that is not fine, but that is a boom of knowledge. Vomiting from a Bengal tiger. Totally. Heads up. What do we have going on here? Really? It's going to be like that? Wait for it. Oh my God. I think it's kicking in. Holy shit. That's amazing. Do you see that? I do. November comes and goes. Cold record setting. There were some records broken this month in Missouri. Temperatures and snowfall on November 10th. The low temperature was 16 degrees. Get out of Dodge! A new record for the month. On the 27th of November, the high temperature was only 26 degrees. And that's not the bee's knees and nothing to sneeze about. It's the lowest high temperature ever. Daily snowfall records were broken on the November 8th, November 12th. That's when 1.5 inches and 1.4 inches fell, respectively. I like the way they talk on this paper. Although there was a short stretch of warm days, that gave way to colder days and the brutal haze. The temperatures ran above average for only 4 days the entire month. In fact, half of Missouri has 33% chance of a warmer than normal winter. Whatever that means. That's just confusing. The amount of snowfall is projected to be above average. Normal snow depth in December is 4.4 inches. That's nothing. The normal amount, we get 4.4 feet in December. Holy macaroni. Some people have a lot to learn. Like Al Gore, who's about to get buried. 49 of 50 states have had snow this season. Do you remember people predicted we'd never see that? Do you know that meteorological winter just started 3 days ago? And prior to the winter starting, 49 out of 50 states had snow. And idiots like Al Gore, the IPCC, and other global warming alarmists had predicted 5 years ago that our children would never see snow. Why is no one calling them out on that nonsense? I ask you, it's an honest query. As we sit in the snow to get buried, Only one U.S. state has yet to pick up any snowfall this season, and I guarantee by December 21st, Florida will be brought into the picture. A rather impressive feat considering it's not December yet, according to these stats. According to an analysis of the seasonal snowfall from NOAA, Florida is the only state that hasn't seen snowfall this season. Late November is one of the earliest dates this feat has ever been achieved in recorded history. And it's not a mystery, especially if you've been following our channel for some time now. It's the grand solar mother minimum. And welcome to it. If you've done anything else but look for the truth, you've blew it. And here's the new model. And it is showing over 40 inches of snow in the new run in most of western North Carolina. We're talking 8 to 40 inches across a line that will make it incredibly fine for the ski resorts in that region. Oh my goodness, it's looking good. As it should. Northern Arkansas buried. Southern Missouri keeping up the pattern. Southern Nebraska, Northern Okie is going to have to take a schmokey. And those wearing just t-shirts in this weather will definitely get a pokey. So you better take a tokie, or you're not going to make it. Smoke them if you got them. Check out the heavy snows coming in throughout BC. Look at this, Pat. Look at the coast in British Columbia. Get white. That's off the charts. And if I ate beans, I'd probably have to farts. But I digress. It was simply to rhyme. I haven't had beans for days. But I did have some tuna, which probably contained heavy metals. But that's all right. Very infrequently do I do that. I'm just prepping. I've been stuck here for days, and I'm just doing a little survivalist, eating everything in plain sight. Especially the old crap. I just ate some chocolate that was 6 years old. It was delicious. Not really, but it was edible. But the models are blowing up here. The snow moved from heavily in central Virginia south now and showing tripling in impact up to 36 inches in many places. It's a disgrace. No, it's going to be awesome. But the infrastructure is not in place to deal with this, so it's going to be a total nightmare. We're going to see huge amounts of power outages. My prediction is 500,000 without power sometime on Tuesday, December 11th. That's 8 days from now. So if you're in that region that I'm circling, stock up before the shelves are empty, because these models are only getting more intense. Not here to scare you, I'm here to prepare you. All the Sierras, Cascades, all the way up through British Columbia. Stock up. In the next 10 days, it's about to hit the fan. I cannot implore you enough. Western Virginia, Western North Carolina, do it. Rain and mountain snow to return to California below normal temperatures for every state in the U.S. The Pacific system approaching the West Coast will bring gusty winds, rain, high elevation California snows through the entire Sierra. This system may cause travel impacts, debris flows, and flooding on recent burn scars. Below normal temperatures are expected across most of the contiguous U.S. By Thursday morning, the country will be mourning. Heads up. Whew. Way up. That's fantastic. And that's a boom. Thank you, National Weather Service. We are a Weather Ready Nation ambassadors, so we bring you this information as much as possible. Click on the county for your info if you didn't know so. Coming over to Electroverse, cold snap and dust storm blankets northwest China in a disgusting, radioactive, pollution-filled yellow snow. Say it ain't so, but it is. Parts of northwestern China have been blanketed in the yellow snow. Don't drink it. As cold, wintry weather mixes with a vast haboob. That's a windstorm or a sandstorm. Since last Friday, many places in Xinjiang have been hit by gales measured at force 7 or above. He Qing, director of the Xinjiang Meteorological Administration, told Xinhua news agency heavy dust intertwined with winds affected cities from the north to the south and the east to the west, because the west is the best. Because of low temperatures, it snowed and the dust came at the same time, which is the wrong time. Dirty, disgusting snow abounds throughout the towns. Footage shows in northwest China, Xinjiang, covered in yellow snow, according to the Xinjiang Meteorological Observatory. The strong winds and sandstorms combine to create yellow snow. Oh no. Citizens joke the snow is just like a tiramisu cake with a little cinnamon on top. Except this cinnamon was radioactive and contained heavy metals like cadmium and lead, mercury, zinc, and other disgusting things. A woman road cleaner in Urumqi, who had been doing her job for 13 years, said it was the first time she had ever seen this disgusting phenomenon. And this video is not loading because we clicked it, but nothing's happening. My apologies. Seismic update. No quakes of note, thankfully. We do have some interesting activity here on the east coast of Greenland, just across from the Iceland, which is about to go boom, boom, and trip your balls off. Yeah, the skies will get dark, and seven-headed fairy snake creatures will emerge from the inner earth. And vomiting Bengal tigers will eat you while you sleep. I hope the children are asleep. This is very creepy. We have mid-ocean ridges spreading as predicted in a world that's spreading. We have activity here off the mid-Atlantic ridge in that seamount area where I predict underwater volcanoes gushing. So apparently they continue to gush. Worldwide volcano news update. Fuego, Reventador, Pico. We have a volcat alert at Reventador. They're looking at a emission earlier today confirming Fuego, ongoing volcanic ash. We had an eruption at Abico. Popo, Krakatoa, Ducono, Turrialba, and others erupting in the last 24 hours. Come check out the info. No, nothing of note that would worry us, except for that Krakatoa and Popo footage I showed you last night. Scientists will copy the effects of a huge volcanic eruption to block the sun. We've been warning you about this. This is costing $3 million US, and I just wanted to point out tonight that the funder is Bill Gates. Yes, Bill Gates is effectively the biggest, most uninformed, richest asshole on the planet. And if you're listening tonight, Bill, which is probably an impossibility, you can suck it. Because not only have you been bilked by the Illuminati, but you're part of it. Once you get that amount of control, you start depopulating the planet. You start contributing to the cacophony of nonsense coming from the UN. We're talking about Ebola vaccines, and now he's going to cool the earth during a grand solar minimum. You do the math. This guy's a genius. If he doesn't understand what you and I both understand, then we're all idiots. Bill Gates is a fraud. He's perpetuating a lie. He is part of the eugenics program being perpetrated by the UN and Agenda 2030. Now, UAH satellite-based temperature of the global lower atmosphere coming out just days ago. And many people are aghast that it's above the last data point. Please, don't get your knickers in a bunch. The standard deviation on this graph is a full block up and down. So this rise is not a rise in temperature, but a continuation of a downtrend that is almost vertical. So if we continue the red line, it continues to go down right between the last two data points right here. So what you're seeing is one of the largest global temperature drops in modern history continue. This is not spiking back up here. And I assure you to come look at the graph for all the historical data. Every other month it goes up and down. It's a seesaw, up and down, up and down. There's nothing linear to climate. Nothing. Climate is only linear according to the IPCC, the hockey stick, Mr. Man, the UN, and the misinformed, dogmatic warmists that suckle the teats of Al Gore, who, by the way, is a whore. So if you want to know about science, continue to listen to our channel, and we will walk you through it. Scientists warn the global food supply is broken. Well, we've been telling you this since we started the channel. And if you want to know the details, please go over to Ice Age Farmer and watch all of his videos. Until you've done the homework, don't ask stupid questions. You need to do the research and inform yourself to become a part of the resistance. Now, the most dangerous thing to a corrupt system is an informed public. Inform yourself. Make it your mission every day to go out of the way to do research. Research about the misinformation that you're being fed on a daily basis. Misinformation about inflammatory disease that started increasing in 1996 when GMOs were released into the food chain. It's not insane. It's facts. Billions of people worldwide are either underfed or overweight, and that's not great. The current food system fails to properly nourish, and each and every year the nutritional content in these products are dwindled because of the addition of artificial flavors and colors, irradiation, saturation, and the actual draining of the nutrients to be sold elsewhere, so that what you get is a product devoid of all nutrition that appears to be food, but actually is not. It has been processed so much that every sugar has been sucked out of it. Every vitamin and every mineral has been repurposed and resold and replaced by a filler that you eat and feel full, but you have no nutrition or food products going in your body, so you get sicker slowly. It's exactly what this agricultural, pharmaceutical, industrial complex wants to occur. And they've rolled this out over the last several decades, and you guys bought it hook, line, and sinker, like a twinker. And now you're all suffering. Many of you take 10, 20, 30 prescription meds because you think you need to survive. This is all a ruse. All you need to do is slowly change your diet back to source. This is homegrown organic produce, high in nutrition, densely packed. Eat a diet of raw, locally sourced meats and vegetables. Wild collect. You need wild edibles from your local area so that you can boost the immune system to the factors that are in your region. You need dirt in your system. You need to get out and get dirt under your fingernails and in your cuts and in your wounds. You need to neutralize the ionization in your body through grounding. Take your shoes off. I don't care if it's winter. Every day around 3 p.m., you can find a south-facing area in the sun, even in the Arctic, that's warm. Trust me, I've been there. Now, more than 820 million people went hungry last year. And that's crazy because we are now producing twice as much food as we need to feed the entire planet. The only problem is many of the industrialized countries are simply throwing perfectly good food out. And this type of networking globally of the food system is going to rapidly come to an end before your very lives. Many, many tens of millions of people will starve to death in the near future. The global food system is broken. Whether you look at it from a human health, environmental, or climate perspective, our food system is currently unsustainable. And given the challenges that will come from the grand solar minimum, you're totally fluxed. I'm sorry to say it. Now is the time to start preparing for the future, becoming self-reliant, self-resilient. Grow food. Start now. No idea what's going on there. NASA spacecraft meets with an asteroid. We've been talking about this. Bennu. Well, it's true. NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission and the asteroid Bennu have had a date planned for 2 years. And just after noon ET today, they finally got to meet face-to-face. OSIRIS-REx fired its thrusters for a small burn, putting it 4.3 miles from the surface of an asteroid, millions of miles from my voice. And that's choice, because I don't want that asteroid anywhere near my arse. The mission, which stands for Origin, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security, Regolith Explorer. Oh, you should come up on the regolith, and that's the surface where the rocks are. And this baby is going to head up to Bennu. That's where Bennu is, 2.6 miles away. And it's going to stick its probe right into the surface. Yes, it's true. We're going to get to Comet 46P in a moment. But first we need to stick our probe into something. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft asteroid Bennu snuggle up today. And they're not gay, but they are science. Heads up. I know. That is a rainbow vomit. I know you're uncomfortable. Just relax, breathe, squeeze your thumb. We have arrived! Dante Loretta, a planetary scientist at the University of Arizona and the principal investigator for the OSIRIS-REx mission, said to Rex Bear in a tweet, "Let the exploration begin," as he lowered his probe. OSIRIS-REx, the name, acronym for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security, Regolith Explorer, is way too f***ing long. Smoke a bong. It is now positioned less than 12 miles from Bennu, which itself is about 76 million miles from Earth. And has some girth. And if we open this image in another page, we can totally be there. Oh my God, soak it in. Soak it in, you're there! And then we got these trippy heads. It's probably what's on the surface, right there, of Bennu. We'll get to it. It's trippy, I know it. Oh my God, we've hit a new level! That's what lives on this asteroid, probably, these people. I had a vision. Gabriel of Urantia was there, and he touched the crystal. He did. He touched it while he was twerking. And the probe entered Gabriel's Uranus. The spacecraft, roughly cube-shaped craft, about 8 feet on each side, will spend a year surveying and mapping Bennu. If all goes well, the craft will lower its 11-foot robotic arm right into Gabriel's arse, or the surface of the rock, a 1,600-foot wide asteroid, for a few seconds in 2020, and it will suck up a sample of regolith. That's a fancy word for rocks. and pebbles and shit. And they get away with it. The sample will return to Earth for a study. Hey, buddy. Scheduled to arrive in the middle of the grand solar minimum in 2023. And you'll see, as this little baby falls to the Utah desert, that NASA probably won't exist, and me and a couple friends will drive out there with a Jeep and pick it up and shove it up Gabriel's butt. And that's a boom to knowledge. If you're following me, what I'm actually saying, this is a novel. Graphic novel. Very graphic. Comet 46P, Warrington, approaches Earth. And it has girth and maybe a plasma tail and an ion plume, and that's a boom. On December 16th. Yes, just 13 days from my voice emanating from this neck, the comet will pass within 12 million kilometers of Earth, which will not give it that much girth and should brighten to about third magnitude. Though the diffuse comet and nearby full moon will make observations difficult, if this baby kicks it up a notch or the sun burps out a plasma discharge, this motherfucker is going to light up like a Christmas tree light. People will jump from the roofs and out of windows, and that's okay. We have too many and not enough food delivery, apparently. But keep an eye on it. We're keeping an eye on it because we keep an eye on things that are electrical and flying around nearby. Why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. This baby is gyrating like a whirling dervish. And if this jiffy loads, it'll blow your mind. Open this image somewhere else. Let's look at it. Hold on. The Clovis Comet and the forging of human civilization as we know it. We're going to get to some amazing science. We're running along. You can always smoke a bong. Pick out that thong. Astronomers glimpse comet Warrington's telltale spin. Now this comet is due to pass closest to Earth in just 13 days, and it is already the brightest comet in the night sky visible to astronomers with telescopes or binoculars. And this baby is crazy. Yeah, remember them jumping jacks when you were a kid? It's like a firecracker with a hole in the side. Doing the spinny spin. Now these idiots think that it's some sort of jet of gas that is shooting out from its melting ice. But I digress. There's no fucking ice on this comet because it's a piece of rock. So they can, you know what they can do. I'm trying to clean it up. Using specialized filters to observe cyanogen gases produced by Comet 46P Warrington, astronomers were able to capture new images of the celestial visitor. This is back on November 10th. And they calculated that this baby rotates every 8.91 hours. And those are hours of powers, which is giving cometary ionic tails and showers for hours. Man, this thing is fantastic. And I'm bombastic. And I digress, but I always like vomiting Bengal tiger and some other trippy shit. And you should too, because it's worth it. All the problems that you think you have are invented in your own mind. And if it wasn't for the slavery that you were stuck in, those problems wouldn't exist. You would be a creator, an artiste. You would be manifesting your own moment in your own universe because that's what you would be living for. God forbid that should actually happen any moment. Could you imagine if you could wake up and totally be blessed to do whatever the you want? I know, it's totally insane how that could actually happen. Moments from now, the Clovis Comet and the forging of human civilizations as we know it, a new discovery from Gobekli Tepe, which is not that new, but maybe new to you, is revealing how a comet strike 10,950 BCE may have forced the rise of an entire civilization. that forever changed the human history's path. I don't know what that said. Humanity has been both fascinated and fearing comets for all of recorded history. And we've been talking about how this is the remnants, Enki, Comet Enki, the remnants of the big one. And Venus is also in the picture 3,600 years ago, flying by and wreaking havoc, biblical havoc. But what you should be gleaning by watching our channel is that this type of cosmic catastrophe is not rare. It is, in fact, very normal. On a millennial scale, it is normal. And for thousands of years, it has not happened. So guess where we're sitting? Yes, it's called the bullseye. Now, our fascination and fear of comets for all of recorded history and the recent discovery at Gobekli Tepe in Turkey might hold the key to our fixation. The Clovis Comet, so called because of the Clovis people at the time that were completely decimated and eliminated from the planet as sea level rose 400 feet and buried all their cities. And most of them were vaporized as they stood on the surface of the earth, while all boreal forests in the northern hemisphere burned. It triggered the Younger Dryas period, 11,000 BCE. Evidence from ice cores in Greenland show that 13,000 years ago, something drastically disrupted our climate. The change was sudden, wiped out 65 to 80% of all mega land mammals. You know, the mammoth, saber-toothed tiger, giant sloth, cave bear. Here is the stone in question. There's the comet. There's the vulture holding it. And what they did was they started figuring out the constellations that this panel depicted. And it was the animal figures embedded in scenes that stuck out the most. They ran the figures through a computer and compared to known star positions as they would have appeared 10,950 BCE, suspecting that depictions were not animals, but were constellations. The computer reported a perfect match with star charts at 10,950 BCE, which is the exact moment, according to the GSM-2 ice core data, that the shit hit the fan, man. If this isn't evidence enough, then there is nothing else that you need or that can convince you that the history you learn in school is a farce. Are you ready? That's all I can say. I'm sure it's pretty obvious you've been lied to. It's pretty obvious that the ancient people were warning us. Time immemorial. Are you ready? Holidays are coming. I just spent 7 hours researching portable heaters. I put them in the Oppenheimer Ranch Project store so that you can support your family, friends, and loved ones while you support the channel. Win-win. Lowest price items, highest rated, and they'll save your arse. Now I have some cool stuff in here for Christmas. Here, $200 blackout relief power box. If you don't have the money to get a big generator, this is the lowest priced power generator that will accept a regular plug. It's a rechargeable power supply you can keep in your closet. 12 volt DC USB solar panel output, adaptable. Works for RV appliances. It takes a regular plug, every other type of plug. It'll last for 60 hours continuously. And if you have a panel, it will last forever. And you have your own solar system for $200. Are you kidding me? That's the technology we're talking about here. I have a solar oven for $83. Some of the best 20,000 BTU vent-free blue flame propane heaters for tiny houses on the planet. Can you imagine being able to heat your entire house for a $144 item? And that if you're in a frack country, it barely costs you like $20 a month to heat your house. This is the #1 rated vent-free blue frame propane heater for tiny houses on the planet. You can also put it in your RV or your trailer. It's all you need. It will heat a 180 square foot space perfectly for $144. It's the best in the country, and I just picked it out for you. If you have a tent or you live in a off-grid place, the Mr. Buddies, they come in all sizes. If your heater broke in your car, right here, $17. Portable car heater that plugs into your cigarette lighter. Do it. Do-it-yourself solar heaters. These are all the top-line survival products that you can adore in your friends and family. Here's the top-rated multi-space 1,500-watt ceramic heater in the world, $32 delivered. We don't go around. And you shouldn't either. Support the channel, support your friends, support your preparedness. Eat the mushrooms. It's okay. We won't tell. LeakCon 2019. Tickets are going to be discounted until January 1st. There are 32 VIP tickets left. You might as well get them at the discount price. That's 20% off pre-order special. Do not miss this event. If you do, we'll live stream it. But if you show up at this event, it is such a limited event that each and every one of you will get to personally talk to everyone that is on the speaker list. You will all get to get signatures. You'll get to hang out. If you want, you'll all get to blow a fatty. Let's do it. I can't wait to smoke a fatty with Robert Felix. I don't even know if he smokes fatties. He will at LeakCon. Mark my words. His mind will be blown. And conspiracy theory meets reality will be sown into the minds of many. Because they can't handle the truth. Take the red pill. Take it! Rex Baer, David Dubine, John D'Souza, Robert Felix, Diamond, Greg Allison, Christian Westbrook, Lee Wilbarger, Thor News, Hemp Lucid, and others, which are going to be announced shortly. Can you imagine a guest appearance from Bob Lazar? I couldn't. Could you? Daryl Sims will be there with his hands, alien hands, touching you. Touching you! And that's a boom. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. I had fun, and I vomited rainbows, and I'm a Bengal tiger. We love each and every one of you. I am humbled by the response to the free seed giveaway. Over 380 people responded. It's going to take me a month to respond to all of these wonderful people that wrote in, and I have plenty of seeds to give you all. Everyone will get Anasazi corn, Navajo seeds, seeds from our ranch, and other special gifts that I'll send out. Many of you sent gifts. Yeah, I want to send a special shout out to Mrs. McCarthy, who sent me the vanilla and orange soap. Very sweet of you. Mr. Boo Boo and others. I'll be mentioning many of you. Someone who I can't remember sent me these awesome shells from Hawaii, 2 keychains and a necklace. I got some awesome tie-dye fabric and other essential things that I need to live, to survive and thrive and be grateful in the future that I'm now living now. Because the sooner you prepare and the sooner you're living it, the sooner you're ready. There will be no change in my life when the event happens. I'll just continue about my day, and I'll pray for those that are lost. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that's a boom. Prepare now. LeakCon 2019, Oppenheimer Ranch Amazon store. One step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time, in the infamous words of Prepper Nurse. And you can do it. We love you.